Jazz Chisholm, who's 0 for 2. He jumps on the first pitch, drives that toward Acuña, who leaps and can't come up with it. He lands awkwardly on the warning track. He's down on the turf. Ball rolls into the outfield grass. Chisholm's rounding third. He's going to come home and belly flop in safely with an inside the park homer. And we'll check on Ronald Acuña Jr. in right field. Freddie Freeman saying it's the knee. An awkward leap by Acuña, who mistimed his jump. Chisholm comes all the way around to score, but that's secondary to the health of Ronald Acuña Jr.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's pointing to that knee. I'll tell you this, Chip. You saw Sierra in center field. It's a hard warning track. It's almost like concrete there.
So Chisholm has his 11th homer. George Poulos, the Braves head athletic trainer, will head out to right field, as will Brian Snitker, whose expression obviously is what next. For this team that has been injury riddled all year, Ronald jumps and you can see the right leg take the brunt of that landing on the warning track.
Yeah, it's right there. So the tough thing is he's coming down with all that weight on that right side,
and he grabbed it immediately.
Yeah, I told you, you do that on the grass, Chip, there's some give to it. That dirt, like I said, watch this, it's all that weight's coming down right there.
And it looked, Jeff, like the right knee kind of collapsed
buckled
inward
a little bit, yeah,
as he hits. And he, I'm guessing, was trying to come to a stop, knowing that wall was coming up quick.
For sure.
And so everybody in Braves colors looking on with obvious concern, as Ronald has not yet gotten up. You hope it's just a stinger or just a shock that went through the leg.
Or, like one of those, what do you hyperextend your knee or something, where it's not as, pretty much anything but the ACL is what you think about.
He's at least walking it off, but that does not look like it's very comfortable at all.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things we're going to have to wait, and I'm sure x-rays to figure out what the damage is. Hopefully the Braves dodge a bullet on this one.
And from the looks of that, it doesn't look like Ronald's going to be able to continue to walk off the field. As we look at the replay provided us by Bally Sports Florida, he went down immediately, grabbed the knee, reached back immediately. And by the time the ball rolled back toward the infield on the outfield grass, there was no way the Braves were going to get the speedy Jazz Chisholm Jr. So it's an inside the park homer. It's now a 5-3 game. As Acuña now sitting prone near the right field foul line between the first base bag and right field, and tears streaming down his face. So much that young man wants to accomplish as a major league player, including heading to the All-Star game again for Atlanta. The obvious emotion of getting injured in Miami with a full out attempt to catch that sinking line drive from Jazz Chisholm. He's injured his knee to the extent we don't know, and the Marlins will have to bring out the cart to help carry him off the field.
Yeah, baseball's a fickle thing. You look at some of the things he's gone through this year, getting hit in the wrist, other things that you think were much worse. And sometimes it's as easy as just landing like he did. I guess like anything, you just got to wait and find out.
And hope for the best.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, in a season where, from an injury standpoint, anything that could possibly go wrong just about has gone wrong for the Braves.
Yeah.
As Acuña is going to have to be helped to the golf cart as Eric Young cradles the right leg and right knee. All the new modern stadiums have X-ray machines and the like, so he'll get the best of medical care from George Poulos and the Brave staff and the Marlins staff too. And hopefully we'll know more before this day is done. But you can see Ronald Acuña Jr. weeping as he gets hurt in the 5th inning in Miami today.
See a lot of concerned faces there for teammates. You see a guy with some tears in his eyes, Chip. It's usually not a good sign.
And it's so bad for the game when you lose the Mike Trouts of the world the Ronald Acuña Jr.'s miss any time. Max Fried spent some time on the injured list. That's taking away nothing from anybody else that's been hurt for the Braves or any other club. But this is every professional sports worst nightmare. When a star of this magnitude has to be helped off the field. And you can understand how he and everybody else is rightly overcome with emotion at the moment. So it's the right leg for Acuña.
That's what worries me is we've seen him, go down a few times this year, Chip. Guys know their bodies the best.
And I guess, Jeff, to your point about athletes knowing their bodies, I would assume the scariest part of this is the unknown as to exactly what's happened.
Yeah, man, just seeing that, you talk about a knee, you know, you just hope for the best.
So that ramp beyond the Braves dugout leads right to the Atlanta clubhouse. That clubhouse door entryway is just to the right, and they will bring
I got a
wheelchair to help roll him more easily to the Braves training room or wherever the x-ray machines are in Miami. But again, it's the right leg of Acuña that buckled as he made a leaping try on a line drive hit by Jazz Chisholm. And so Abraham Almonte has the unenviable task of filling Acuña's shoes in right field. And for Brian Snitker, just another challenge that has been thrown in his lap in this 2021 season.
Right. We've talked about it. 1920, it seemed like everything went right for this team. And just as you've seen the last 3 days, the offense starting to take off and things rolling in that positive direction, something like this happens. And we talk about it a lot. The hardest thing now for these guys and for Max Fried is you got to keep playing.
Well, that's where I was going next. Now you got to try to win this game.
Exactly. And that's tough. Look, your mind obviously is going to be with Ronald. You're going to be, you know, probably asking every 10-15 minutes, have you heard an update? Have you known anything? But as you said, Chip, you're up 5-3 and you got to find a way to get some more outs.
So Birdie, Max Fried has been playing catch. He's been watching, concerned as we all are about his teammate Ronald Acuña Jr. He's got a 2-run lead. How do you ramp up your emotions in a spot like this and know that ultimately this is where being a pro is? You got to go win the game.
You got to have a short memory. All great pitchers do. It's like after a bad outing, you can't be distracted by something that happened in the past. Saying that, it's really hard because that's your teammate and you're hurting for him, and it's your superstar in the league. So there is a feeling inside of you that's crushed. But like Frenchie said, you have to pick your team up, and there's a lot of pitchers that rally around, hey, I've got this, I want to get us a win, and that is the next step in feeling a little bit better.
So Fried's going to get a couple of extra warm-up tosses here after a lengthy delay with Acuña injuring his knee, we believe, on the warning track here in the 5th inning. Jazz Chisholm has an inside the park home run, one he'll never forget. Frankly, none of us will either. And now Garrett Cooper is going to be the Marlins hitter with 1 in, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And go back talking about that warning track, Chip. It's hard there. It is like you could tell. I mean, you're barely putting footprints in it so hard, and that's the bad thing. You know, Ronald jumps in the air, and yes, his left leg hit first, but the majority, the brunt of his body went on that right leg. And as you said, the thing that worries you the most, you saw that knee kind of buckle in a little bit, and for him, you see he grabbed it right away, but. We'll have to wait and find out. But as Bertie just said, Max has got to go back out there and get outs.